All right, guys, Bitcoin 42,550, not too shabby. Overall, your altcoins are up pretty big. Solana up 9% over the last 24 hours. Cardano was up to 65 cents earlier. You got to admit, we called that Solana pump on this channel. Dogecoin almost back up to 5 cents. It looks like VeChain still at about 3 cents last I saw. Yeah, about 3 cents. VeChain had a nice little pump. Let's see what Theta's doing. Theta $1.09, so not too shabby. Overall, everything looking decent. You know, it's kind of funny. I was just thinking the other day, I used to watch like crypto banter all the time. Well, I still do, but I watch all these other YouTubers, and they always had Gareth Soloway on. And now I'm noticing no more Gareth Soloway. I made a video last year and I said, eventually Gareth Soloway will be wrong and nobody will have him on anymore. And it looks like that time has come. Gareth Soloway was great in the bear market. He'd be like, okay, buy some Cardano at 23 cents. It goes up to 26 cents. We sell it. We made a 10% profit. Then when it dumps down, buy it again, sell it. That's what he would do. And I always said, you want to do that with a little bit of money, it's fine. But you have to remember, you're going to pay 50% in taxes. And eventually, we're going to go into a bull market. And you're going to sell when something pumps 15%. And then it's going to go up another 10x. And that's essentially what's happening with Gareth Soloway. A buddy of mine called me last month or texted me. He said, I'm not doing the Gareth Soloway course anymore because he's not making me any money. He paid this guy over the last couple of years. My buddy, I know a few people who are on the Gareth Soloway course, $100 a month. So my friend gave him $3,000 because he was a member for 2.5 years. Gave him $3,000, and he traded Luna to zero. There was some good cause, like common sense stuff. Okay, this coin pumped 20% in the bear market, sell it, whatever. But in the end, you're not making any money on this shit, especially when you pay taxes. And it's kind of funny. I found this video from 8 months ago when on this channel we're telling everybody, go all in on Bitcoin. Bitcoin $16,000, go in. And Gareth Soloway is putting out a video telling you, it's going to, Bitcoin's going to $8,000.
Now we'll see what the CPI data is coming up. But for the most part, the Fed is hiking. We have an economy that's going to slow down. And I think to be honest, that's one of the biggest concerns I have. And this is kind of shocking. This will be shocking to people, but you have $1 trillion in savings that consumers accumulated over COVID, right? And so the Fed is saying, oh, look at these jobs numbers. They're still very, very strong. People are still spending. The consumer's still doing well. So we have to continue to hike rates. Problem is, consumers are going to run out of that money that they saved probably by mid next year. And my biggest fear, and this is this could be what triggers a massive kind of recession, if not worse, is that when they run out of money and the Fed has just hiked into it, there's going to be a cliff dive in the economy.
All right, this was 8 months ago when he was calling for an $8,000 Bitcoin. He was calling for stocks to crash, and essentially all-time biggest crash in the stock market. And now the stocks are at all-time highs. That's why, guys, come on. You can't listen to these guys. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just trying to sell you a course. That's all they're trying to do. And with that said, we've been talking about Harry Dent a lot on this channel because Harry Dent's been calling for the biggest stock market crash and crypto crash in 2024. It could happen with stocks at all-time high right now and going into that bull market for crypto. A lot of people, one thing I noticed about crypto, everybody I talk to is like, I'm going to get out of my crypto in 2025 when we're at all-time highs. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know I think you might want to get out of crypto in mid-2024. Because at the rate we're going right now, we're probably going to be full steam bull market crypto for the next 6 months to a year, maybe even just the next 6 months. If you're waiting until 2025, we could be in full-blown bear market in 2025, especially since stocks are at all-time highs right now. Stocks will crash eventually, guys. What's going to happen this year or next year? It's going to happen. We're at the top. We're at the top. What happens when you're at the top? So a stock market crash would bring Bitcoin into an early bear market, and that's why on this channel, once Cardano hits $3, I'm out. 60, 70%, I'm out. Once Bitcoin gets near $80,000, $90,000, which will probably happen in the next 8 months, I'm getting out, guys. I'm selling a lot of my stuff. Now, I just don't think we're going to be in a full-blown bear market in 2025. I think the next 6 to 8 months, with a halving coming up in 4 months and all that good stuff, I think that's going to be it. I think the top of this bull market could be at the end of the summer. And if you're waiting for a 2025, you're thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to sell till 2025. Bitcoin could probably go up to 200,000. You're going to have Data Dash telling you 200,000. When we hit 90,000, I think you're going to get left holding the bag. So, we'll definitely give you updates on this channel, and I could be wrong, but I'm looking to get out of this shit, within the next 6 to 8 months, and that's all I can tell you. And I just feel like I said, stocks are at all-time highs. If stocks crash and we go into a stock market recession, that will bring Bitcoin into a recession. So anyway, let's see what else is going on. We've been talking about this with Cardano for years, well, at least for the last 6 months. Total value of Cardano DeFi ecosystem nears 450 million amid layer 1 push. Value locked on Cardano's ecosystem grew rapidly in the past few weeks as a recent boost in Ethereum alternatives such as Solana and Avalanche is likely pushing crypto's investors and users towards other blockchains in search of returns and capital allocation. The total locked TVL on Cardano, which we've been talking about for a long time on this channel, base project jumped to over 440 million late earlier this week, crossing the previous peak of 330 million set in April. Most growth seemingly occurred over the last week, with lending protocol Indigo and on-chain exchange MinSwap seeing their TVL surge by 50% to nearly 100 million. What does this mean? What we've been saying for the last 6 months. Once Cardano starts pumping, everyone's going to flood in. What's happening right now? Everybody's flooding into Cardano. Whether you like Cardano or not, it's one of the top gainers of the last couple of weeks. It's doing absolutely insane, just like we said. All the people in my comments over the last year telling me Cardano was dead, you guys were wrong. You guys were wrong, and that was a lot of you. Cardano will be at $1 before you know it. Whether we're going to get a giant pullback first, I don't know, but it's happening. And one reason we might be pumping in all these markets, well, the first reason is they had the Fed meeting yesterday, and the Fed basically said they're probably going to be easing on interest rates, and that pretty much took us into the pump we're in right now. It doesn't take much to pump Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in a bull market, but we also have this article. The SEC continues to meet with Bitcoin ETF hopefuls. Here's what they're discussing. Why would so back over the last couple of years, every time there was an ETF application, it would just basically, they would ignore BlackRock, they would ignore these funds and then deny it. Now the SEC is actually meeting with these people, helping them revise, telling them, okay, you got to change that, you got to fix that, blah, blah, blah. Clearly we're getting the ETF. I mean, nothing in life is 100% guaranteed, but clearly we're getting it. And it is possible right now. That's one reason we have people flooding into these markets, which makes me think if we do get this ETF in January, we might get a $50,000 Bitcoin, but I do think we're going to get a sell the news type event as well, and we're probably going to get a big old fat juicy dump after, and then slowly as we get closer to that happening, slowly as funds start building up their Bitcoin fund for the ETF, then we go back up to all-time highs. But it says here, the SEC and fund firms appear to be getting very close to resolving ETF structure-related questions. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission continues to actively engage with various found issuers to discuss the launch of the proposed spot ETF. On key focus of these discussions is the operational aspect of such funds. So essentially right now, they're working out all the kinks. SEC, BlackRock, other funds, trying to figure out how to figure everything out, because this sucker's getting launched probably in January, or if not soon after. Things are looking great. And I found this article. Bitcoin bull run has plenty of steam left, these indicators suggest. Key indicators tracking Bitcoin's blockchain activity, minor flows, and the 200-day moving average suggest Bitcoin is far from being overvalued and could continue to rally in 2024. Indicators like Pillow Multiple, MRV score, and Meyer Multiple suggest Bitcoin is far from being overvalued and could rally into 2024. Bitcoin, a leading cryptocurrency by market value, has surged over 150% this year, beating traditional assets like the S&P 500, gold, and the US dollar. That may have some investors, particularly those who haven't seen the previous crypto bull runs and are anchored to the brutal bear market of 2022, intuitively view the cryptocurrency as being overvalued and anticipate a price slide in the coming months. Anchoring is a conjunctive bias that causes investors to rely overly on recent or initial data while making future judgments. I don't know, guys. There is a lot more room left for this Bitcoin bull run. I mean, like I said, a lot of these coins are going to go up another 5-10x. But we'll make more videos about this down the line. But I guarantee you, once we get past the halving, once we get early summer, and Bitcoin's like at $80,000, every freaking YouTuber is going to be talking about a $200,000 Bitcoin, and they're going to be setting all their followers up for failure. So yeah, we're still in the early stages. We still have a lot more to come. We still got the halving, which is the biggest catalyst event for these 4-year cycles. You know, we've been talking about the 4-year cycles forever on this channel. We're not even at the halving yet. So traditionally, 6 months after the halving is when we hit all-time highs for Bitcoin. So halving is supposed to be in April, so that's May, June, July, August, September. So end of summer, and this is what I've been talking about, end of summer, which is coming up, guys. Well, not coming up, but it's pretty close. End of summer, we should be reaching the tip top, coming up to the top for Bitcoin, and I really do feel like the end will be near after that. All we can do is hope that our favorite altcoins are going to be at their all-time highs and pass that by them, but I'm going to be very cautious once we get to that point. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Everything's looking great. Like I said, everything looking great. Bitcoin wants to be back up to 43,000. Overall, your altcoins are going absolutely crazy. Your gaming projects are going absolutely crazy. I noticed Bonk, the Solana Bonk, which I have a little bit of, is up 50% since its Coinbase listing. Guys, this is the start of the bull market. We're ending the first phase, I think, pretty soon of the altcoin bull run. I think we are going to get a pullback, a pretty good, decent-sized pullback, you know, in the next coming weeks for sure. And that's just going to be a buying opportunity. But things are looking overall great. You can't deny it. Everything we've been talking about on this channel is coming true. And there are still some coins that haven't run yet. You know, my favorite Theta is at $1.10. You guys, you still got a chance to buy some Theta. VeChain hit 3 cents. I think VeChain is going to probably double over the next month. So the biggest thing on this channel is we always preach is don't get out of coins that have not pumped to get into coins that have already pumped. I've never seen anybody win doing that. So if you're in a good quality project that hasn't pumped yet, give it time, guys. We're in the very early stages. We're only 1 month into this bull run. We got another 12 months to go. Okay, so patience, patience, patience. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.